all my merry makers. I am Becca, and I wanted to invite you to take a look at not the hubby in the background making bunny faces, but to compare and contrast two yarn catalogs that we might or might not be super familiar with. I've got Herschner's and I've got Mary Maxim. I've ordered from both. I'm not going to go line by line or anything like that. I'm just going to point out some pros and cons of each catalog and why getting both catalogs might be a benefit to you as a crafter. So right away, one thing I want to mention is they do offer a lot of the same products. So Herschner's has Red Heart. Mary Maxim has Red Heart. But they're laid out a little differently. Mary Maxim looks like they try to list theirs all at once. And it's all pretty much on the same page. They do have a nice little discount of where you buy 4 skeins or more, and it's quite cheaper. Instead of $6.99, it's $4.99. Now, I do believe this is for the smaller skeins of Red Heart, because it says solids 364 yards, heathers 236 yards, flex 260 yards. So that's the smaller skeins. Whereas for Red Heart, I think what they've got listed is $9.99, and that's for the Super Saver, which is pretty much 500. Let's see. So for the itty bitty stripes that I can see on this page, that's 515 yards. And then for the Red Heart, the new one, the all-in-one flower power, that's for 400 yards. So it's a little bit more for almost twice as much. So you have to do a little bit of cost analysis. You know, is it cheaper to buy 4? Or, you know, so there's one point of why getting both catalogs might be a benefit to you. The second one is if you are familiar with either Herschner's or Mary Maxim, you know that they have some very specific yarns that are just theirs. And one thing I noticed in the Herschner's is this. The Premier, well, these have been sitting around in my bag for a while. The Premier Chunky Parfait, yeah, that's what it's called. It's showing a lot of colors there, and it is $4.99 per ball. Each ball has 131 yards. By the way, I'm not sponsored or affiliated with either of these companies. And if you buy a bag of 3, it's $12. So if you price compare that with Bernat Blanket, which you can find in either of these catalogs, so if you buy a bag of 3, it is the same price as 1 skein of Bernat Blanket, but you're getting 100 extra yards of yarn. The difference I see between the Premier Parfait Chunky is there's a lot of solid colors there. Whereas with Bernat Blanket, there seems to be more variegated. Another thing that Herschner's does with a lot of their yarns is they'll offer color bundles for a good bit of their yarns. Oh, you like this variegated? You know, check out the bundle that it comes in. You know, here's a couple of solids we think it might go with. And so if you're like me and you're more into just getting yarn, then I would lean towards Herschner's. Now, they both have kits. They both have tools. But it really does feel like Herschner's is more yarn specific. Like, here's a whole section of crochet hooks, bobbin winders, stitch markers, stitch counters, bags, scissors, holders, weavers, you know? I mean, they've got a couple, like I said, they've got a couple of pictures to help, you know, inspire you. But the other thing that I like that Herschner's has a tendency to do, or seems to have a tendency to do in this edition, is they've got a lot of similar colored yarns, or like see how we've got the Premier Fusion Color Decay that changes color, but you've also got the Mandala Ombre that changes color. You know, so these are all color changing yarns, all in the same place. What else did I want to point out? I should have written this all down. This thing is falling apart on me. So, whereas with Mary Maxim, it seems to focus more on kits. And there are some very cute kits. I'm not gonna lie. Like this one with the bunnies. That looks adorable. You know, it's almost like Herschner's is using yarn to sell more yarn, whereas Mary Maxim is using patterns and kits to sell more yarn, which both are very valid. I mean, I love that we're nowhere close to Christmas, and yet they've got what looks like could be interpreted as a Christmas tree kit available. But it does seem to be more kit orientated. But some of the kits that they've had a while, they offer like a lot of different colors. And, you know, there's some that, you know, are on my list, not gonna lie. Like this one, the Persian Tiles Throw. It's a little heavy on the blue side for me, but again, there is a dark blue and there is a light blue, you know. And same with Mary Maxim, there are some yarns, if you buy more, you get a deal. So, you know, no. Now, the drawback to buying on catalog is you don't get to touch it, feel it. But I'm pretty sure both websites have a mystery bag, and in those mystery bags are usually a really good selection of what you can find on their websites, and gives you a good idea about how each one of these feels. You can also read reviews. Here's what I'm looking for. So, just like Herschner's had its section of tools and stuff, Mary Maxim has its tools and stuff and different, but still, even in the tools and stuff, it's got, hey, here's this kit. So it definitely feels a little bit more kit orientated. Which is not a bad thing. It's just an observation. I personally have more yarn that I could throw at France. Don't ask me why I said France. Just, but, you know, but so, like, for me, when I look through these, I have a tendency to actually go towards Mary Maxim, not as a source of yarn, but as a source of inspiration. Because sometimes I look at my yarn and I go, what am I going to make out of that? Oh, look, here's this really cool thing that Mary Maxim has a kit for. I can make that. I know what that pattern is. Let me use this yarn to make that thing. And so, like, going back to the bunnies, this looks like a flat oval or circle that then you bring up into a bag with a drawstring, make a heart applique. The ears might be a little bit of a problem, but I've got 9mm eyes for days because, you know, I've kind of been doing amigurumi as well. So I could make, I feel pretty confident in saying I can just look at this and go, I can make that. Because as far as the actual body of the bag goes, that's either half double crochets or full double crochets. I would do half double crochets just so that it's a tighter knit and therefore holds gifts better. Because this is like to hold gifts and eggs as opposed to like an Easter basket. So I could totally see me making these for the kids this year quite easily without having to buy anything. So, oh my goodness. They have kits for amigurumi. Now again, that might be harder to make on the fly, but it might make me go, oh wow, I never thought about making an amigurumi whale before, or, you know, oh, that's a really cute elephant. I know somebody who would like an elephant for Christmas this year. So, again, not trying to say one is better than the other overall. I'm just saying, if you need inspiration, if you need kits, Mary Maxim. If you need just plain yarn, but you want it to match, Herschner's. If you want to price compare and get your best dollar, compare, contrast, and look for those deals and those texts and those emails, sign up for those newsletters, as annoying as they can be, because they can save you a lot of money. Because I know, for me, I would look online at Joann's and Hobby Lobby, and that would help me decide where to go shopping in person. But I can't do that anymore. My Joann's is closing. Probably is closed because they told me end of the March, and guess what? It's end of March. So, when you're looking for those specific colors, it's a little bit harder. I hope this video helped you. Not trying to enable you, just trying to help you. If you liked this video, please give it a like, especially if you are a subscriber and would like to stay subscribed. That way the evil YouTube overlords don't unsubscribe you from my channel against your will. Feel free to comment down below. It helps my analytics. If you're not a subscriber yet, why not? I have a lot of yarning content, and if that's your jibe, make sure you hit subscribe. Plus, you would do well to hit that notification bell. And if you really want to help this channel grow, share this video with everyone you know. And in the meantime, Make what makes you merry. Ciao.